What's going on, you loyal listeners? Thank you for tuning in to the L Squared podcast. I'm your host here, Luke Larson, and joining me today, as per the usual, my lovely and loquacious special guest who will be assisting me in leisurely launching you into levity old legs.
What's going on, buddy?
Good to have you back.
How we doing, man? How are we doing? Are you staying warm there? Are you staying warm in? Did you have enough? Do you have enough firewood? Enough potatoes? Enough red meat to get you through the Icelandic winter that has a day that's 18 hours long and seemingly 4 hours of night. Are you ready?
I was built for this. I'm built different, as the kids say, and I'm in character today for those of you who are watching video
audio format. Yeah. But
wearing my
good hustle.
My sweater zipped all the way up into a turtleneck, as my people do. I hail from the Nordic people, so I have to be in character for this film. We're talking about Lamb today, guys.
Yes.
One of our most anticipated films of the year.
Yes.
A24 dropped the trailer this summer, and we were like all about it. And shout out again to the State Theater in Sioux Falls. Got this movie, so we got to see it. And I know you guys are waiting. You're saying, Luke, what is the IMDb plot synopsis for this film?
Please.
I'll tell you. A childless couple, Maria and Ingvar, discover a mysterious newborn on their farm in Iceland. The unexpected prospect of family life brings them much joy before ultimately destroying them.
Yeah. Lamb. So, this was a film. This was something else. I tell you what. Like Luke said, I was really excited for this film. I feel like, and I've said this kind of in our intermediaries, that this was made for an audience of one, that one being yours truly, because I'll give the listeners a little insight. I myself am a sheep farmer, and I tell you what. I tell you what, this is a little bit of a rough watch for me, because I'm like, man, this is a lot of day-to-day stuff for me going on here. So maybe in an alternate reality, I guess I can't say that I necessarily live in Middle Earth, or I don't know. Like, are there towns in Iceland?
It looked like they were just in the middle of a bowl that was just an island in itself.
To
all our Icelandic listeners, please let us know. Please.
Shout out.
How does it work?
Yeah, do you have like shorts, or like
do you just look like me all the time? Is it just always a knit wool sweater?
I wouldn't be good. I can't grow a beard. You know, I think I would. I think I would die pretty quickly, without that ability in my genes. But this film, it's an all-time great trailer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really, really drummed up interest. And like I said, for me, like, I was really excited about this film because obviously it's, something that I can relate to. Where oftentimes on this podcast, I'll be like, oh yeah, I love this movie, even though I can't relate to it at all. Like, I love Lady Bird, but I don't, that doesn't, there's nothing there for me, like,
I love Titan.
But it was like that. And then, like, the second I saw this trailer, I was like, oh man, like, my dad, who just recently passed, I was like, I saw it and I was like, this is a movie we're going to watch. He's going to love it. And I'm happy to say that upon watching it, it absolutely. I was really floored by it. I love this movie. What did you think?
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And yeah, it was not expected for me. It was a little bit different of an experience than I was expecting.
Coming off
And
of Titan,
coming off of Titan,
it's a
yeah,
little bit more quiet.
it's very much more quiet. Yeah, this. I guess we haven't even mentioned it's a foreign film. So
Yes.
another subtitled film for all our readers out there.
Right.
But
Hooked on phonics.
I've been wrestling with this the last few days, and because I liked it, but I just felt like there was something missing for me, so I kind of wanted to unpack that with you.
Perfect.
And
that's why we're here.
And that's why we're here, folks.
That's what we do. Where do you want to start?
Like, so overall, like the first act is great. It's very slow, and the first act almost takes up half the movie. It felt like, and then we kind of get into the husband's brother coming, and he's the one to be like, this is kind of weird that you have this half lamb child thing,
right? Yeah,
and
maybe not like a model citizen, but
yes,
I will say in this one scenario, he does kind of have a point.
Yeah,
you know, I think he's well within his rights to just
bring up a couple
questions.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple things,
here.
and then we can go back to getting drunk and watching handball.
And you made the point after we saw it. His name's Peter. Peter fucks.
Oh yeah,
great character.
Yep.
And then he kind of gets pushed along his way, and then it's done. As always, guys, we're going to get into spoilers. So, I mean, if you don't care about spoilers, great. If you do, watch the movie and come back.
Well, I would say with this film, there's just one spoiler.
Yeah.
It's a single spoil movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll avoid that.
So, right. Yeah. I mean, if you're interested at all in this movie, if you've seen the trailer, like, whoa, that's pretty tight. Like, just go watch it.
Yeah.
Go watch it, come back, listen.
Yeah.
See what you think. But yes.
So I guess like I was expecting this and almost kind of hoping that this would turn into like we talked about in our shout out to last year's spooky season. We ended it with the horror movie draft. One of our categories was something's wrong with the kid genre. Yep. And I thought that's what this is going to turn into. I thought it was going to be something is wrong with Ada, and they are too blinded by their want for a child that they're not seeing that Ada is actually malevolent. And Peter is going to be the voice of reason who is there to try and change their minds. And that's not really how it plays out. And
Ada's such a sweetheart. Oh my gosh.
She's great. She's a great daughter.
She's so lovely. And I just want to take her home and raise her. I don't know, in the house.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's tough. Yeah. I mean, you want to be able to get blackout drunk and have her just lay her head on your chest in the morning. She makes you breakfast. She makes your coffee, brings it to you. What a doll.
Nightmare fuel, dude. Pure, unadulterated. Like that is like a sleeping nightmare for me. But yes, it was very, very innocent, very wholesome.
I guess like I just feel like there was something missing. Like when the ending happens, it was like, whoa, okay. But I thought there was going to be another push, like another, like, okay, now it's going to be the Hills Have Eyes thing where they go in to find the cannibals camp, that next act where they like push it. And I thought,
yeah, obviously Luke he's just but a a simple podcaster. He knows nothing about IP,
correct,
world building,
right.
franchise making. That's all in Lamb 2. Okay, that's we're already working on that. Gosh, I feel like some days I just like I have to explain everything to you, and like here's how movies work, you know, and this is like we don't want to we don't want to blow our whole ram half man half ram load in the first film. Come on, man, come on.
Right,
Better than that.
because then we're missing out on the huge Dodge Ram endorsement for the second one.
Yes,
where they do the commercial where Ada is driving a Ram through the hills of Iceland, and
right,
that's a good marketing campaign. You're right.
Right. Yes.
So I mean, I guess because I wrote down, I think Peter should have stuck around longer.
Okay.
I liked the conflict that he brought. I liked that he was sort of like, guys, I got a couple questions. And it sort of felt like he was kind of in and out. He was there, and then he was just starting to be like, and then they booted him, and that was it. But I liked that aspect of it. And so, I mean, do you think, in your opinion, did you like that Peter was kind of in and out? Do you think you got just enough of him, or did you want him to stick around more?
So I thought it was the right amount, just for the pure fact that I think all of the decisions in this movie that were not raising a half human, half lamb in the house without really any, consulting any other higher power, like you want to call like the vet.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. That's like maybe the first call you should make. Hey, we got a situation. I don't know if you've ever heard of anything like this, or
like, what do we feed it? What do we, yeah, like just the simple like parenthood.
Yeah, those
like there's multi-million dollar industry built around like here's how you raise a kid, right? And I feel like if you had like a splice between a lamb and a child, like maybe you wouldn't be able to so readily find those answers on the internet of kind of the do's and don'ts. So other than that, I thought that all of the decisions in this movie were incredibly sensible. I think if Peter would have stayed one more night, him and Naomi Rapace, who is just lovely in this, who plays Maria, I think they might end up having an affair. So obviously she's doing this, she's pushing him away to save their marriage and now their family. Okay. Yes. It's more than just the couple. So I'm actually curious. So and I'm always for let's push it. Let's go farther. Right. Do you think that we are maybe in a way sort of trained to think that the lamb child, that Ada is just inherently going to be evil? What do you think? Like,
yeah,
have we just watched too many movies where that's just the case? Like, do you want to see that again?
That's a good point. I
do that before.
I do think that. I mean, I had this written down too. Cinema's best sheep/goat. For me, it's still Black Phillip. But what is Black Phillip? He's the devil. We've always had goats as demonic and as visuals of Satan. Whereas I guess lambs, to your point, I mean, like lambs are always godly. So I guess there's a connection there, but you're right. Yeah, no, I'm probably predisposed to think that this is going to be a monster story, a creature feature, and that that Lamb was inherently evil, and I had never paused to be like, well, maybe this is actually a blessing. Like maybe she's exactly what they need.
Right. But I guess we'll never know. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree that we could have maybe used a little bit more. I thought that the ending scene was effective enough though to where it really left you in this place of like, ooh, like that was rough.
Yeah.
Kind of it's very sort of abrupt where it ends. But I think it's okay for this movie because like again, like I guess my expectations, I don't know if I was thinking, you know, the this is going to be like a Damien scenario or this is the spawn of something evil or terrible, which maybe it is, you know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But I also feel like I've sort of seen that movie before. I've seen that version, like, or especially like, I thought where we were going, maybe not so much like there being something malevolent or evil here, would be something more towards like the Adrian Brody film Splice, right? Where there's this human hybrid sort of half whatever born out of a lab thing that two scientists raised together, and then it gets really weird as the child starts to grow up and becomes you know, something closer and closer to human. And so I thought there was going to be a little bit more of kind of the crossing of the wires between man and half hybrid, and then crossing again, like, you know, that's kind of where I thought we were going, which again, I've seen that movie, so
Right.
I'm happy. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, and I guess like looking at it as like they did say it was based on like an Icelandic folk tale, and it kind of feels like that. You know, it's very quaint, it's a very simple story, and there's a lot of surprisingly there's a lot of subtlety in it. Like one of my favorite parts was when they, you know, when they decide to have Ada in the house, and they're like, well, instead of just let's bust out the old crib, they went and you could see that the crib was kind of like hung up in the barn. And so you just automatically are like, oh, they had a kid at one point. That's what they used that crib
Right.
for, or were planning on it. And then they shoved it back, and they were excited to be able to bring it out. But I just love that it was just a quick, like, taking it out of storage, and it set it up perfectly. They didn't dwell on it, and it was just a perfect, you know, visual cue to tell you what you need to know. And I guess, you know, it is refreshing that their take on this was that, like, yeah, I mean, this was a blessing, and Ada was a great kid, and it was like what they wanted, you know, and what they hoped for in having a child. It's surprisingly, like, that's very sweet. You're bringing me around on it.
Yeah. And so once you start thinking that way, here's where my twisted brain goes to. So, in your opinion, in your professional podcasting opinion, do you think that the way it turned out for Ada and her father makes an appearance at the end of the film, do you think this is the right call? Does she need to go be with her people, or should she have stayed with Naomi Rapace and her these are tough Swedish names.
Yeah.
Hilmar Gunnarsson.
Yeah.
Should she had stayed?
I'll first say Naomi Rapace killing Ada's mom was not cool. That wasn't a good. I agree.
It might come up.
It might come up. That might come back to bite you. So that was wrong. But and I don't know what her people's living situation's like, what it's like out there. But I think stay. I mean, you got good family, you got a nice little life here. Wow. You belong. You know, I don't know what the other side is like. I think I would stay.
Okay.
What about you?
So I've thought about this a little bit, and as we will get to later in the pod, for those of you that don't know, I don't think about, what's going to happen, tomorrow or the day after or the month after. I take a long-term view at things. Okay. I'm thinking every decision I make, I'm thinking about thousands of years ahead. Okay. Come join me on my golden path. Okay. This is a little Dune preview here that we're doing. Okay. I take a God Emperor of Dune view of things. So here's what I'm thinking in Ada's case. I'm thinking, one, you named it. The first one. Okay. Hey, what happened to my mom? Okay. Yeah. Who's my dad? All right. That's going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing that's going to come up, probably even before. Okay. We see it earlier in the film. They're eating what? Potatoes and lamb.
Lamb chops.
It was some lamb chops. Okay. Yeah. I know lamb chops. Okay. That might come up. Why are we eating me?
Yeah.
3. And this is my final thing. Do we send Ada to public school? What's the long term? What are we thinking? Right?
There will be
some. She's gonna go to public school. She's gonna stay at home. She's got to go. She's got to wear a mask. That's a whole nother thing. You kind of got to it's the head. It's a whole.
Does the bus come all the way out?
Logistics, right? I'm thinking of logistics.
Right. Are they on a bus route?
How is this going to work?
What district are they in?
Yeah. I lay out all that, and I say, I think it turned out the right way. I will disagree. I think that both sides, there was some maybe unnecessary bloodshed where maybe we could have had a little sit down.
Yeah, I agree.
But in the end, I have what's in best interest for the child, and I think this is the way it should go. So there you go.
Opposing views.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's what we would say at the sit down. Hey, you disrespect, you insulted him a little bit. You insulted him a little bit.
You insulted him.
Hey, you insulted him.
A little bit. You insulted him.
Yeah, you insulted him. Yeah, we could have solved that.
Still got a little Saints of Newark juice in you there. Okay, a little wise guy.
Yep, yeah. I still got it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah. So any closing thoughts? That's Lamb. I just say just go check it out.
Yeah.
I think it might still be in theaters. So if you're local, Sioux Falls, go to State Theater.
Yep.
You might have a chance to catch it along with a bunch of other I'll mention too that we had a lovely night. We actually the curation very good. Okay, we saw lamb, and then we got to see the brundlefly.
Hell yeah!
So 2 kind of body horror creature feature, as you sort of put it. It's a faux creature feature, but definitely blending those lines between human and beast. So check it out, because you're always going to have a great time at the State Theater. Big plug. Okay. Yeah. Shout out.
Absolutely. And
Support
you know,
your local theaters.
yeah, big time. And like we said with Titan, it's just great that we get to have the opportunity to see, you know, foreign films, but also just like interesting, unique films that you're not going to see anywhere else. You know, this is another week in a row where this is like a totally out there, bizarre movie that doesn't come around every day, you know.
And if they somehow bring Possession, the Sam Neill 1981 joint to the theaters by the end of the month, I'll never watch another movie that's not in the State Theater in Sioux Falls again. Okay, because that has been on my bucket list for I don't know how long, and it just got a 4K semi-wide release, re-release. So come on, State Theater, give me Possession.
State. Help us out.
Give me Possession.
We got some time left in Spooky Month, State. You can do it for us.
Yep. So there you go. That's Lamb. What do we got next?
So, as I mentioned, we still got time. It's Spooky Month. It's the best month of the year.
Doing our 31 for 31.
That's right. Yep.
Spooky movie every night.
So, just to give you guys a little taste, we're gonna cap off spooky season on October 29th. We're gonna be releasing our top 5 Italian horror films. Giallo, as
Giallo or Gallo.
We're not sure.
No, the world is not sure. Okay, we are not the only ones that are not sure.
Thank you.
Okay, it is said both ways. Please, if you're one of those people, who's like, no, it's Giallo, no, it's like, come on, you're better than that. All right.
Yeah.
It's English. It's not English. Language is what I was trying to say. But we're gonna do Italian horror films. We're gonna get spooky. We're gonna talk all about Eyes, because that is just an obsession of throw on any spaghetti spooky, okay, and you're gonna find that there's some eye action going on. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. But we got that. Luke, have you seen anything good, bad so far that you want to plug for the audience?
Well, I have one that I'll plug for you guys to stay away from. This was one that just came out on Netflix.
A reverse recommendation.
Yeah, it's a reverse rec on Netflix on October 20th. I had it in my calendar because I saw a trailer for it about a month or two ago. And I thought, what a great premise. I'm going to check that out. And I had it marked on my calendar. It came out on October 20th. I put it on and it just stunk. It was so bad. And I mean, like, it always had the potential to be bad, but it had a decent enough premise that I thought this is going to be fun. And it just, it hurt me to watch. It's called Night Teeth. The biggest star in it is Megan Fox, but it's essentially like, and she's not one of the main characters, but it's essentially like Collateral, but with vampires. So like I'm in.
That's just one of your.
I got to type, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like this guy, I mean, the premise is this guy, a driver who's hired to drive these 2 ladies around LA for the night, and they have to make 5 stops and they have to be done by morning. Okay, whatever. And then
it's called Uber.
Yeah. Why do you need a personal driver for that?
You're just describing Uber. Like, we know what Uber is. Like, it's a person who his job is to like, drive people he picks them up at a certain place and then he drops them off. Like we know what this is. Okay. Before that, it was taxis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not good. It stinks. And I thought there was a decent enough premise. Like, okay, it's basically, like I said, Collateral, but with vampires. I'm like, that's cool.
Okay.
And it stinks. I mean, when your opening sequence is voiceover saying,
that's a big red flag for you.
It's a big red flag. Yep.
Unless you're Shawshank.
Exactly.
Pull off.
Especially when it's voiceover like exposition with little thing. I'm like, what are we doing here? It was.
You know what we're not doing?
That.
Filmmaking.
Yeah, I'm calling everybody out. It was so bad because it's like they were like, it's been 300 years since we had the treaty with the humans. We fought each other and we agreed to stay out of this one part of LA. The only rule, there's 3 rules that we can't break. Don't feed on the unwilling, no killing, and stay out of this one place. And that's it. We decided to. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? Just shut the fuck up and show the movie. It would have been
great world building.
It would have been just like, it's not that hard. Okay, and maybe this
is a Netflix film.
It's a Netflix original.
Things to people.
They don't respect the fucking audience. Because look, even if you know the premise going into it, it's just such a better movie if you just set up LA. It's just a driver. He picks these people up. He's not sure what's going on. We're not sure what's going on. And you slowly reveal it. Instead of in the first frame, it's like, hey, this is the thing with the
sound like a guy who enjoyed Midnight Mass.
I did enjoy. I sure did enjoy.
Did you ever want the exact opposite of exposition and telling you what's going on?
That's a good rec.
Midnight Mass is for you.
Absolutely, you're right. Midnight Mass, I loved, and that was the best part about Midnight Mass. It was a slow burn, and you slowly figured it out, and they didn't explain anything to you until you were halfway through. So, stay away from Night Teeth.
All right. So
do you have any recs?
I guess I'll follow suit here, okay? Because I know we both have a film that we enjoyed that we can give a quick recommendation for. Yeah. But I'll go ahead and I'll do a little thing here. A little reverse recommendation, if you will.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm lukewarm on this, but it hurts me to say this, but I didn't have a fun time watching Halloween Kills. I'm sorry, Michael. You'll always be a staple in my heart. I love Halloween. I love Halloween 2. I love Halloween 4. I sort of like the Rob Zombie movies. I like the first David Gordon Green movie. Mm-hmm. This one, I just feel like can Michael just be done with the suburbs?
Yeah.
Can he be done with Haddonfield? Like, why does Jason get to go to fucking hell and space and New York City? Like, come on. Like, can we get this guy a travel agent? Why has he got to keep going back to the same place? There are no more tertiary characters left in the series for Michael to kill or try to kill, which is maybe like a good reshuffling of the deck here. But I'll just say it. Wasn't a big fan of Halloween Kills. It was sad. I wanted it to be fun. It wasn't necessarily all that fun. And there you go. So Halloween Kills gets a little two butcher knives out of 5.
I've been avoiding it for that reason. I just had a feeling.
And I did the thing where this is a good thing. Okay? Well, maybe it's not a good thing, but October has been awesome so far.
Yeah.
All right. And I did the thing where I'm like, okay, let's find a credit card that I haven't subscribed to Peacock on for the 3rd time, and let's get it for a month, and let's just watch this movie and see what happens. So I didn't go to the theaters, but I don't think that my opinion would have been that much different had I sat in a theater and watched it, because it just didn't really do it for me. So Halloween Kills, it's still Michael. I love him, but we might just need to put them away for a while. You know, it didn't get me as excited. It didn't have the juice that it normally has. So, so there you go. That's my Halloween Kills thoughts. We did see a movie that I think we both sort of enjoyed, had fun with, and that was VHS 1994. So what did you think about that one?
Yeah, Shudder original. Shout out to Shudder. Fun.
Shudder, an amazing subscription service. I'm so pleased with it.
It's worth the price for you.
It is absolutely worth the price of admission. It is really, almost every I think I'm like, wow, like that's really paying off, because I use it quite a bit, especially during spooky season. So thank you, Shudder.
Yeah, not a sponsor, but thank you. And yeah, I mean, I think the VHS series, I don't know if we've talked about these much on the show, and we'll just talk about this one briefly, but they're fun. You know, it's a fun concept. I've always been a fan of horror anthology films. They're fun, and
said that already.
Did I? Well, they're fun. And I think the first VHS maybe had the best setup. They just go to an old guy's house, and he has a bunch of VHS tapes that they put into the player. Each one plays a different weird thing, and it's a good opportunity to have different filmmakers, you know, come in to collaborate to do these little shorts. And it's fun. And each one of these, like with VHS2, it's fun. It's a fun time. And that's all I have to say. It's fun. Usually there's usually like 4 of them, 4 vignettes, and usually 1 to 2 are fun. Yeah. And then the other ones aren't as fun. 1 or 2 that are good. one or 2 of them are good and scary, and the other 1 or 2 are kind of whatever. And yeah, the same holds true for VHS 94. It was fun. I think only one of them I really liked. The other ones I didn't care about. One I really didn't like, but it was fun. It was a good one just to throw on and not think about, and just have like a fun little horror experience. You know, what did you think about it?
Did you know how many VHS movies or in the series did you think there were?
Oof.
Like how many total?
I knew there was
movies in the series.
I knew there was VHS, VHS2, VHS Spiral, which I didn't see, and then this one. And that's so 4.
So there's 4. I had no idea about VHS Spiral. So that was because I was trying to figure out the 94 thing, and then I started looking. I'm like, oh, it's the 4th 94 4, hence, but also the kind of aesthetic of the 4 films together. So I was just surprised by that. Sometimes, like, this is kind of one of those, this is October. Okay. It's always fun, I think, to quiz each other about how many of a horror, how many in the series, it's like, there's been 8 Puppet Masters, like,
yeah, Hellraisers. How many fucking Hellraisers are there?
We're on the 9th Wrong Turn, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's always fun. So 4 VHSs, I did not know that, first off. I thought that this was maybe the most consistent of the films that I've seen, I think. And I'll just say that I'm a little curious about the order that they had the films in, because I feel like we start off really strong, which is good. I think you need to start off strong, but I think we progressively get less and less. I was at the end of the movie. I was like, there's no kind of tension left. I was just like, oh, this is just kind of fun, I thought the first installment, which is the Rat Man,
fucking Rat Man,
and the Rat Man is gonna stick with me.
Yeah,
the Rat Man was awesome. That was memorable. That was scary.
Yeah.
I was really scared. That was really good horror movie. The second one did not like. I don't even know. Just you're in a funeral home and it's
right. Yeah,
spooky.
you're just sort of like, okay, I get it. Whatever.
Wasn't a fan. I guess that's supposed to be a little bit spooky. I was a little bit on edge, but after that, like, I enjoyed the last two, but I didn't necessarily think that they were anywhere near as, the high tension as the other.
I didn't like the cyborg one, the robot one.
You didn't?
I was sort of out on that.
I kind of like that one. That was fun. It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
See what I did there? And the last short I just thought was funny.
Yeah, what was the last one? I don't even know if I remember what it was.
Come on. This is your thing. The vampire. Did you watch the movie? Did you get the last one? Did you fall asleep?
Oh, maybe I did.
They had a vampire in their barn, a bunch of like redneck, like Trump voters.
Oh yeah. Right. Yep. And they like killed him over and over.
And they kill him every day.
Yeah. No, you're right. I like that one. It was fun.
At one point was this a vampire blind spot for you? Did you not recognize the vampire in this one?
Yeah, I did blank it out for a little bit. You're right.
Kind of crazy. That's normally just viewers. Not only does Luke watch anything with a vampire in it, he's a big Twilight, big Edward fan. He has within the first 10 minutes of Midnight Mass, he knew that it was a vampire show. And so I was going to ask, like, at what point during that final VHS short did you know, oh, this is vampires? Like, this is clearly, at what point? 2 minutes? Less than?
It was like the second time they went into the thing, I knew.
This is a vampire.
Yeah.
Well,
I can stuff about, and just by the way, I'm like, I would say I can go both ways. I'm a little bit bi trans Transylvanian sexual. In that I'm a simp for vamps and wolves, man. Werewolves also big fan. Not as many good werewolf movies though. Right.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like, bring werewolves back,
please. Yeah.
Right. So at VHS 1994, it's like, I think Luke said it perfect. It's just it's a fun movie. So go check that out. It's on Shudder. And like we said, we'll be doing some more Halloween coverage because, again, this is kind of our favorite month. But we do have something very special planned. The L Squared podcast is hitting the road this weekend. We are traveling. We are making a pilgrimage. We are conserving our water. Our still suits will be on. We will be making the trek to the Great Sietch to pay homage to Shai Hulud, the old man of the desert. We're seeing Dune this weekend, baby.
Shai Hulud, Uncle Chuck.
Yes.
We're going to visit him. We're going to be a few rude Duners.
Couple rude Duners, yeah.
Heading south.
I am really excited for this. I've been waiting basically my entire life to talk about Dune and talk about Dune on this podcast.
To cue the loyal listeners in, we have made a this oddly ties into everything. The last time we made a pilgrimage, we made this pilgrimage to see the original Dune in the theater.
Yes.
And the other movie we saw that night was also starring Naomi Rapace.
Yep.
In Alien Covenant.
I was going to say another word. I was
Palindrome.
Like revolution, resurrect. No.
Paramore Covenant. So we've done the trip before and we're doing it again.
Yep. Uncle Chuck is going to be there. Uncle Chuck, I believe. So to give you guys so we'll be talking about this. We'll be doing a pod after, but we have all minds here. We have Luke, who obviously, I mean, you guys probably guessed this, but he's never read the fucking books. Like, he's not going to, right? Hasn't even picked them up. Like, that knows nothing. Doesn't even know ABCs, right?
Has fallen asleep every time he's tried to watch the original Dune.
Yes,
every single time.
And then we have very distinguished Uncle Chuck's, who I believe has read books 1 through 4, which puts him in the category of he knows what I'm talking about when I make references to God Emperor of Dune, which is my favorite book in the series. And then you have the Rude Dooner, yours truly, who has read all 6 of Frank Herbert's Dune books in the series, plus the Dreamer of Dune, the autobiography of Frank Herbert. So I don't know if Luke is ready for this car ride down. He might turn around halfway. He might just be like, you know what, guys, like, this is too much for me.
I underestimated this.
I have no idea if this movie is going to be good. It's one of our favorite film directors, Denis Villeneuve. Okay, he's
only done A+.
Right, A++. Everyone is in this movie. And everyone from Timothée Chalamet to Zendaya to Batista with hopefully his tiny glasses on.
Oscar Isaac.
I don't know.
Everybody.
I don't know.
Jason Momoa.
It's gonna be good. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Doing a good story to make into a movie? I don't know. But you know what?
It's kind of the fun.
We're about to find out.
Because forever Dune was the one that everybody pointed to, was like the one that you could never translate it into a movie. It's the greatest sci-fi story ever, but it's unmakeable into a film, is just sort of the moniker that it's had. So, and I'm pretty sure that Dune is like the thing that Denis has always wanted to do, right? I'm pretty sure that's like what he always set out to do. He always wanted to do. And so, I mean, the stars are supposedly aligning here, but who knows? That's sort of the fun. Is like, is this going to be good?
Yep. So that's it. That's all we got.
So tune in.
We'll see you on the other side. We'll see you on the other side of the desert, friend.
We'll ride the worm to get there. And you can ride the worm to follow me on Twitter at LukeLarson89. Find this podcast at L Squared Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook at L2 Podcast. Find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a like, give us a follow. Find us on YouTube, and let us know, all the Rude Duners out there, your plans are to see it. And enjoy the rest of your spooky month. We'll talk to you soon.
Dune.